Like some games, Guild Wars 2 actually offers a free-to-play version of the game that you can experience before you spend any of your hard-earned money. Of course, just like every free-to-play version of a game, you are going to be limited in certain ways in hopes that you'll eventually make the full purchase. While some games get pretty carried away when limiting certain parts of the game, I feel that Guild Wars 2 might be one of the fairest options out there. You'll be able to level all the way to max level, experience the entire original story, and experience certain parts of endgame all on a free-to-play account. With this video, I hope to start a short series of videos that will detail the kinds of limitations in Guild Wars 2 and how that will affect your gameplay. Today we're going to start off with some of the very basics, and the first one you'll notice as soon as you create your first character. You'll immediately notice that you only have 2 of the normal 5 character slots available when trying to decide what profession you want to play. 2 character slots is only going to take you so far in a game with 9 playable professions, and while we're talking about this, there's actually only 8 playable professions on free-to-play as the Revenant class came in with expansions and are still tied to the purchase of an expansion. My advice to you would be to obviously select whatever character you think you're most likely to enjoy, and get that character to level 3, which will unlock PvP. You can click the little cross swords in the upper left-hand side of the screen, and enter the PvP lobby called the Heart of the Mist. Once you've loaded in, you're technically a level 80 character with level 80 gear, and you will have access to all of your traits, skills, and abilities that you would normally have to level all the way through PvE in order to experience. Keep in mind, I'm just saying to come to the PvP lobby, you do not actually have to play PvP in order to experience your character. Go ahead and equip any of your utility skills, traits, and elite skill that you'd like to try out. And if you'd like to try out different weapons, there is a vendor who will sell you one of each of the weapon types for only a couple of copper. Once you've got everything set up that you'd like to test out, just look around the Heart of the Mist for some NPC golems, and you can wail on them and test your abilities to your heart's content. So once you choose a profession and you start to play the game for a little while, you may notice one of the other limitations of free-to-play, and that's the inventory size. Press I to open up your inventory, and if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see your starter backpack that has 20 slots and can't be upgraded. Just below that starter backpack, there are a number of slots available where you can place additional bags to increase your inventory capacity, and a free-to-play character will have access to 2 extra slots, while a paid account will have access to 4. Without access to the expansions or living world content, the maximum capacity bag you'll be able to earn or purchase in the game is a 20 slot bag, bringing your total inventory size up to a maximum of 60 slots. That may seem like a decent number of slots at first, but I promise you those bags will fill up quickly, so let me give you some advice. As often as you open up your inventory, I would recommend clicking the little cog on the right-hand side of the screen and then clicking Deposit All Materials. No matter where you are in the game, this will send all of your crafting materials directly to your bank and free up some space. For any gear that you should loot that either isn't for your profession or you simply don't want to equip, I would recommend purchasing some salvage kits to break that gear down and then depositing the materials that you get out of salvaging. And anytime you find yourself at a merchant, I would recommend selling all of the junk with the Sell Junk button just to keep those extra items out of your inventory. Overall, this limitation mostly just means that you'll spend more time managing your inventory and at vendors. As you explore your first map, you may reach one of the map borders where you'll see some portals that would normally take you to the next zone in the game, but on a free-to-play account, you're actually locked to starter zones until you reach level 10. By default, you can fast travel to any of the other racial starting zones, but if you're brand new to the game, you probably don't know where those are. On screen now, you should see a graphic that will show you the waypoints that you can fast travel to right at the beginning of the game. Use these if you want another place to level up, or if one of your friends chose a different race than you and you guys want to level up together. The only other limitation you'll see as far as maps you can travel to is actually the capital city of Lion's Arch that you'll be locked out of until level 35. If you're unfamiliar, Lion's Arch is essentially the capital city of the whole game, and in this city you'll have a ton of conveniences at your disposal. Having said that, do keep in mind that at level 10, your personal story will actually take you to your racial capital city, and barring a few things, you will have access to just about every feature that Lion's Arch offers. All you'll really be missing out on are things like easy access to Fractals of the Mist, which is level 80 mini dungeons, fast access to raids, which is level 80 content that you won't even have access to on free-to-play. By completing dungeons dungeons, you'll earn some dungeon tokens, and Lion's Arch seems to be one of the few places that you'll be able to turn those tokens in for some of the gear rewards that you can get, but dungeons themselves only unlock around level 30 anyhow, so it's about 5 extra levels until you'll be able to turn those tokens in. The only other thing that Lion's Arch will have over Racial City is access to the Mystic Forge. The Mystic Forge acts as sort of a special crafting table, allowing you to combine 4 items in hopes of getting something better, and it's in hopes of, it's not a guarantee, where there are some guaranteed crafts that you can perform, all of which really won't be anything you need to worry about until you reach at least level 80. And that is actually all we're going to cover here in today's video. I wanted to make sure that you knew some of the free-to-play limitations as they would apply to you in your first few hours of gameplay, but in future videos we'll be getting a little bit more in-depth as far as the types of limitations that might restrict you later in the game. As always guys, thank you so much for watching this or any other one of my videos, and I'll see you in the next one.